Hello, readers. Welcome to 20 Questions with Your Favorite Author, where we ask authors important questions like, why would you agree to be on this podcast? I'm Kelly Lynn Colby, Editorial Director at Cursed Dragon Ship Publishing. Our guest this week is Casey Knight, supernatural thriller writer and avid horror fan. Casey has sparked her creative writing in two genres, supernatural thrillers, which you can find published under Casey Knight, and middle-aged children's books, which are published under Christina Clare. She has a background in music, poems, and short stories. If she's not your favorite now, she will be after. Welcome. How are you doing this evening?
Hi, guys. I'm happy to be here.
Yay, it's so good to have you. Let's see. We have so many fun things for you this evening. Hopefully the world is treating you nice.
Yes, it's Halloween time, so it's my favorite season coming up. So I'm already stoked and in the mood.
I love it. Well, you know, for Halloween, I was hoping it was your favorite since you're an awesome horror writer. So my question is, what is your favorite Halloween decoration?
Oh, okay. So, wow, that's hard for me. Come Halloween. So right now, my whole house is like flipped into fall. But like a week before Halloween, all my animatronics come out, and I have like life-size Freddy Kruegers and Michael Myers and Scream. I have everything. But I do believe taking the spot this year, I bought a little Annabelle doll, and I'll come show you because she stole my heart. Because my favorite Halloween movie is The Conjuring. So this is my
It's creepy. I mean, I love her.
So I'll tell you a quick fun story about her. So the very first night that I got her, I couldn't sleep with her in the house. So I got her up out of bed, and because my brain's always in horror land anyway, so I got up out of bed and I took her and I put her in my car and I locked her there for the night. I went back in my house and went to sleep. The second night, I put her downstairs in my gremlin. I'm like, okay, she's fine there, but she still bugged me. But now I'm cool with her. Now her and I are cool. I come in upstairs and I'm like, Annabelle, what's up?
You found neutral space. You found a neutral space you could both exist in.
She did scare me though. But I love her, so yeah.
That's awesome. It's like a love and hate relationship with horror, right? It's
for sure. She's a little bit spooky. She's a little spooky, but I love her. So I love it. That's my favorite one this year, for sure.
Yes. So as an avid horror fan, who are your favorite horror writers?
Oh, okay. So, easily Stephen King. I don't know that anybody does it any better than Stephen King, honestly. So he comes to mind. Look, I have like, I don't know if you can see it. Like that's
nice.
That's my signed Pet Cemetery poster that I have of him. And God, there's so many of them. Honestly, I try to check out new authors though too. So I just kind of go like and see who's putting out new stuff, and if it's kind of supernatural and creepy, I grab it. And so there's just so many different ones. It's hard to like pinpoint them down. But he's my biggest one.
I love it. A lot of us started with Stephen King, right? It's not like there was a lot to choose from. So Stephen King was first for a lot of us. Yeah. When did you decide this writing thing was for you?
So I've been writing pretty much my entire life. So I was always writing like short stories and just different things like that. And then I guess a couple years ago, my daughter and I were at a movie, and I won't say which one, but we were at a movie and we came out and she's like, I just want something different. And then she's like, you know what? You write better than this. You should write. Not that I write better than them. But I was like, I am going to write something different. So I decided to write Open Doors, and that's what started this whole thing.
Well, I love it. I read the beginning of Open Doors, and you do write really well. So I quite enjoyed the beginning of that. So your horror novel, so Open Doors is what we're talking about. It's about an evil presence in an old Louisiana home and the parents who try to save their daughter from its evil. So why are little girls haunted by something evil so terrifying for so many of us?
I don't know. I mean, what's really cool. I have to switch hands. What's really cool about the book and the story itself is that yeah, they inherit this house. It's in Louisiana. I love the feel of Louisiana with all the voodoo and the witches and everything. And not only do you get to kind of experience that supernatural haunting in a house, but the demons, going into nightmares and doing things in their awakening moments, and then along the way, they find out that they're caught in the middle of this demonic apocalyptic curse from this vengeful witch from the past. And so there's a lot going on in the book because demons get released on the earth, and it's just crazy. And they bring with them like all these different plagues. And so I think it's a really good mix of not only the supernatural haunting, but you got a really good solid story behind it. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty interesting. I love it. And it's going to be a trilogy, right?
Yeah, so it actually just opted for a movie, and so I'm excited about that. Yeah, and I'm working on Hell Witch right now, which is the prequel to the book Open Doors, but it's a part of a trilogy. So, writing.
Yeah, always, right? There's always writing. Well, I'm wondering with the why are you working on the prequel before the trilogy is done? Like what was the motivation for that?
Well, the second book is the trilogy is the prequel though. Like
okay.
It just skips back. So like the first book, Open Doors, is focused on the little girl in the house and Sarah and all them. I don't want to give it away, but then the second book is more about the Hell Witch, which is the vengeful witch who's caused this big evil curse, and so it's more about her and where she came from and how she got there. And there's like 2 demons that get released in this book here that's out, but there's like 4 that get released in her book. So it's a really cool ride. And then A Call to Evil is the 3rd book, and it sort of skips ahead and gives the ending to the book. So it's fun.
Very cool. Someday people will buy your terrifying dolls for Halloween decorations, right?
I hope so. I hope there's a Hell Witch doll and she's just like, yes.
We're like, we need to leave it in our car.
Yes, but she just moves around the house. Come on in, come and see me. That would be great.
She gives me the candy. I mean, come on, this could totally work. How long did it take you to write the first book?
Oh, so it took me about, I want to say 8 months to write the first book. It's hard, as you know, like to let go of a book. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Probably we all are. And so, I think writing the first draft, I can get the first draft down in 30 days, but then like I start messing with it and I won't let it go. I'm like, no, I could do this, or I could do it like that, or I could say it like this, or reword it like that. So you just end up kind of culling over it back and forth. Before you know it, your editors are calling, are you going to give me that book or not? And so
I need it now.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much what my editor tells me all the time. Like, hurry.
The deadline. Yes, I am also being the editor at the small press. I'm often also saying, where is my book? I get it.
Yes.
Well, so you write children's books also, but I must say you certainly don't leave the horror behind when you do that, because the book that you have is Where Did the Nightmare, or I would like to know where this idea come, The Nightmare Elf of Christmastown.
Yes.
Where did that come from?
So here's what happened. Okay, so I was working on Open Doors. We put Open Doors out, and Open Doors is really, it's scary. Okay, so it is not meant for kids. There's a couple of scenes in that book that are, they're a little.
They're adults. That's right.
Thank you. And so, like, kids were wanting to read the books and coming up, and I was like, no, like, you can't read this book, like, you can't. And they were like, please. And I said, hey, if you give me 1 minute, I'll write you something just for you guys. And that's honestly what happened. And so I thought, I'm going to write about this little nightmare elf. And so I had invented this game for Christmas like a long time ago. There's a game at the back of that book, Nightmare Elf. And
so cool.
Every year, me and my kids and all of us, like, we all play it. It's like it's about a nightmare elf, and like you have one of us becomes the nightmare elf, and you kind of like tap people throughout the party, and they try to figure out who the elf is, right? And so I just wrote a little story kind of around it about this little nightmare elf that like taps kids on the shoulders and sends them away so they can never play again. He doesn't kill them, he's not killing anyone, but he's just like, you never play again, and he like sends them out. So
wait,
yeah.
so he makes them adults? Because that's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Just... It's the worst book ever. No, that's horrible. To teach children they're going to become adults? That's awful.
So yeah, fun. I like that one.
I just thought it was funny. I'm like, oh, let me check out her children's books. I'm like, it's still horror.
I think, honestly, so I have another book that's coming out at Christmas, and it's called Imagination City, and it's on the kids' side, and it is about imaginary friends and nightmare creatures that battle in kids' dreams for their imagination. And so it always has like that element of the nightmare stuff and dreams, and I like playing in the dream world, I guess. I get to do whatever I want, but I was like, my daughter said, look, there's still scary creatures over there. So it's really cool too. I'm excited about that book coming out.
You're like, it's just who I am. Okay. It's what happened.
It's who I am. So there's like 2 worlds in that book. And one of them is like all imaginary friends and everybody's all colorful and bubbly. And then you have like this nightmare town where it's all black and white and there's all monsters and creepy creatures, and it's fun.
I love it. I love the nuance you can put in there too, right? You've made a black and white world, but as soon as they mix, I love that. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I love it. Is there anywhere you visited in real life that inspired a place in your novel?
Oh, easy. So yeah, New Orleans. So when I visited New Orleans, I walked up and down Bourbon Street, kind of, and went in.
Just walking. Totally wasn't drinking. No idea what you're talking about. Yeah, I gotcha.
I simply walked along Bourbon Street. Just had nothing going on.
Admiring the architecture. That's all I was doing.
But yeah, and so I kind of got a really good feel for like all the voodoo stuff, and it definitely inspired the place where I was going to set Open Doors at. So everything in Open Doors is kind of built around New Orleans and that whole voodoo atmosphere. So yeah,
that's so cool. I love it. We still have to do New Orleans. It's on my list.
Oh,
all right.
Fun.
And especially we live this close. It's like not even right that we haven't been. There's somewhere else we always go. We just haven't done it yet. Yeah. So when you're not writing, what do you like to do to relax?
I'm always writing. Let's see. To relax, I like to travel, to get away from the books and get away from everything I'm doing. So I like going on cruises. I go on a lot of cruises. I love anything to do with the beach, anything at all. And other than that, like I'm outside at the pool, but I write by the pool too. So I don't know. And
that's what I like to do. I want to go to exotic places and write there. Like that's.
Yes.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
I gotta get away from it, but then in the end, my brain's like, so there was this haunting demon on a ship who sunk.
It's like, stop it! I'm trying to relax.
I can't get away from it. I can't.
There's a reason why I don't go anywhere without a notebook, right? Like I could just sit and write. I'm like, oh, there's a long line, and everyone's mad. I'm like, oh, I could get some words in.
I keep one right by my bed. Like even when I sleep, I keep a notebook by my bed because if I dream weird, creepy stuff, then I get up and I'm like, yes, I like that. I'm using that. My kids, they call me and tell me they had dreams. I'm like, got it. I'm all over that.
Thanks for the inspo. I'll take it.
Yep, for sure.
That's awesome. So Spikeette's saying that she loves your cover. And I do too, right? It's part of that creepy girl thing, right? So you have the whole fog and the creepy girl running, and this is published through a small press, right?
Correct. Act One Publishing.
So what kind of like, how much power did you have in that cover? Like, did they ask you what you wanted? Did they show you a cool one? Like,
absolutely got say in that cover. So I'm trying to think like Michael, it was so long ago that did that one. I used a couple different illustrators, but I found him. Let me see. Let me get his. He'll be
You're
like,
like, hold on, I have it. I know I have it.
tell him. Don't tell him. He'll be like, oh, huh. He's fantastic, by the way.
For when he watches it later, I want you to know.
I want you to know, Michael, I love you. Miguel Matiano. Yeah, thank you, Miguel Matiano. He's going to be like, oh, I can't believe her. Yeah, he did it for me. So we went kind of back and forth, like him and I, for a while, getting exactly what I wanted. I'm really picky. So
well, you need to be on the cover. No, if you're going to be picky anywhere, that's where you need to be picky.
I can't even tell you how much I'm like, no, I need blackbirds. There are blackbirds in the story, so they got to be in the background. No, not that kind of house. This kind of house. Nope, wrong. I mean, I'm sure my illustrators probably hate me at this point. They're like, look, it's a field. Nope, her gown's the wrong color. Her bear's the wrong color. Like, so specific. So,
the cover artist is no problem. I'm charging you double.
I know. They're wonderful people. They put up with me for sure.
I love it. I love it. Well, that's kind of cool. Well, what do you think is the benefit to working with a small press?
I guess control, because I still get to do, like I still have a lot of control in what I'm doing, like the covers and release dates and stuff like that. So I'm sorry, I had to switch hands.
You are just fine. Do not apologize. We're having fun.
And so yeah, I guess that maintaining so much say.
I love it. Well, what advice have you gotten that was helpful to your career?
You know what, honestly, I think I'm trying to think the best advice I got. The best advice I got came from like another horror writer, and it was to allow your mind to go to those dark places that you don't usually let them go. Because when you write, you sort of like have a way of protecting, but if you take that blinder off your head and kind of let your brain go wherever it wants to go, then you can come up with some really, intense scenes. And I think like some of the best scenes in the book that I hear from other people are the ones that I allowed myself to be the creepiest in. You just have to take that off, that filter off your brain.
I feel you. That is really tough, right? I think that's part of the reason why, like, I write noble right fantasy, not grim dark, because it's hard for me to go there, right? Yeah, so that's really good advice.
Yeah. Or something, but if you have to, then you have to let yourself do it, and allow that shock feature. I think that shock, to a reader, sometimes those scenes that they read that shock them the most are the ones they remember, and then I hear the same two scenes all the time. People are like, "Oh, I can't believe that demon did that to that girl," and I'm like, "Yeah, that happened."
Sorry. You're like, "Yeah, I can't believe it either."
Happened to her.
That's right. I know. I'm so sorry about that.
Sometimes I do kind of apologize to my characters. I'm like, I'm sorry I did that to you.
So sorry.
Move along past it. You're going to be okay.
That's why I am under no delusion that my characters are real, because I'm like, are you kidding? Because I couldn't do anything horrible to them. And if I don't do anything horrible to them, it's boring. Right?
That's right. They have to suffer some.
Yes. So I separate. I'm like, no, don't tell me these people. I'm so glad they're real to you. They can't be real to me. Otherwise, they're just going to sit at home and watch TV. I'm sorry. That's it. And all their bills will be paid. And
yeah, they're just hanging out. They wait for me to come back and write. And they're like, oh, she's back. Okay, good.
Oh, yeah, she's back. All right, put the popcorn away.
Put it away. She's back. Demons, cue.
Cue the demons.
Get the demons in the room, please. We're going back to work. She's here. She's put her jalapeno margarita down.
She's back. We're on a beach right now, but whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Let's see. So we met at Horror Fest.
Yes.
So we talked about Horror Fest there. Do you do a lot of conventions?
So I just actually started doing a lot of those. I have a couple more of those coming up. It was so much fun though. Like I loved, meeting the fans and seeing everybody dress up in costume, and it's such a good vibe because everybody there, loves horror, and we all love the same things, and even like from me, like signing my books, I'm still looking across at other tables going, ooh, I want that, I want that creepy pillow over there. I want that like drawing over there. I want to go get another tattoo. Like I'm just looking at all the scary things, and it's just fun to be in an atmosphere with that many horror lovers, and we all get each other, and that kind of makes it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You find your tribe. I totally get that.
That's our people, that's our people.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I love
get
that.
you.
It's fun.
I totally understand that. So let's see, we have some questions that we like to ask everyone. So I want to make sure to get these to you. They're very important questions.
Okay.
So I hope you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right. First, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Oh, that's such an important question, and I'm glad that you asked. I'm glad you asked me that. So, I don't eat a lot of ice cream. So that's going to be hard. So if I have to pick one, cookies and cream, I guess. I don't let myself eat a lot of ice cream though, but I think cookies and cream.
So you let yourself torture girls on paper, but no ice cream? I mean, how do you survive the torture if you don't get the ice cream?
I think like my biggest weakness is probably chocolate almonds. And so sometimes
that's fair.
I'll be munching the chocolate almonds, but then I have to go to the gym like, more to get rid of the chocolate almonds. So ice cream is a tricky one.
That's true. Ice cream, straight to the hips. Can zombies climb?
Oh, I love zombies. My zombies can do anything. Like I love zombies. I think like that's such a cool creature that whoever like invented the zombie like from a long time ago. I wish I knew that, but that was such a cool thing to come up with, right? And it's so fast because it depends on like which movie you're watching. Like some of them, like Z World or whatever, like they're really fast, like you. And then like you get them in The Walking Dead, and they're like, you can outrun them easy.
No problem.
I think they can climb. I'm gonna say yes, they climb up, and I am all for the world ending with the zombie apocalypse. I would probably die, but I want that.
Fair. Zombies can climb. I like it.
Yes.
Beer, liquor, or wine?
Oh, beer, liquor, or wine. Jalapeno margaritas all the way.
All right, liquor it is. I'm with you. Me too. Yeah. Definitely. I love it. Vampires or werewolves?
Vampires.
She's like, that's easy. I got that one.
That was an easy one. I love vampires. I may have it. It may be a problem, but
but there's no vampires in your book. Do you have a vampire book in you somewhere?
No, like I'm going to. I need to, but I'm scared it would be. Yeah, I don't know. I have a problem. I love vampires. It's really cool. Probably because like I watch, Vampire Diaries. This just depends on which kind of, or who's the Lestat, one
interview with the vampire.
Yeah, like those are my kind of vampires.
I agree with that one, definitely, no doubt. Long obsession with Brad Pitt. I get that.
Yes.
Yeah. Started. It's our generation, right? It's like it was Brad Pitt for us, man. Sorry, that was. Sorry. Not just that one. Right. Legends of Fall. Woo.
I mean, I really should write something with a vampire though. As much as I like them, I'm always anytime a movie comes out, I'm like, are there zombies, vampires, or anything demonic going on? Supernatural things. I mean, like. And, sometimes my friends are just like, no, it's a rom-com. Like, a rom-com? I'm out.
Well, one more question. You talked about Open Doors being made into a movie. So what is that? What's happening there?
Yeah.
Can you share?
I can share a little bit of it. So we did, I'm on Story Rocket also. And so they did a big pitch competition there. And then so the book won the pitch competition, and I was able to pitch to different studios, like live pitches, and that was like, it was nerve-wracking, but it was really, and so both of them, it was SP Productions and AMC Studios, and so they both were interested in it and wanted to do a deal on the book. And then it went forward with the studio side of AE is who it ended up with over there. So they're working on it over there. It optioned. So it optioned. We're waiting.
Very cool. Now you just cross your fingers and hope it keeps going. That's right. Please.
Every day, I'm like, please, baby Jesus, let Open Doors go to the movie and be. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Wait. Please, baby Jesus, let me make this demon movie. You might be praying to the wrong person, just for the record.
No, it's like, I do think that God has a really strong presence in my books, though. Like, but you have to read it in there. All my horror fans now are like going, wait, what?
They're like, wait, I got to read this again. Hold on.
Wait a minute. Did what? But, you have to have good versus evil, right? I mean, you got to have balance. And
it has to be balanced. Yeah.
There's balance. So I think my books are kind of like a mix of the Conjuring worlds and probably Skeleton Key. It's like that, those two cross, references is what I think. So yeah, I'm excited. I hope that it does well.
That's pretty awesome. Well, we look forward to hearing. Let us know. We'll share it. So yeah, awesome. And finally, where can fans find you and your work?
Okay, so you can, my website is ChristinaClaireKnight.com, so you can go on there and find it. You can also find any of the Open Doors. Hell Witch will be out next year. So Open Doors is out. You can get it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Google. It's under Casey Knight. And then the kids' book, The Nightmare Elf in Christmas Town, also Amazon and stuff like that. You can always find any of my books, and that's under Christina Claire. The new book, Imagination City, which I'm really excited about, will be out at Christmas. That's on the kids' side. And then Hell Witch should be out sometime early next year. We were hoping to get it out by October, but it didn't happen. It kind of got set back behind the kids' book that had to come out first. So that's where we're at.
Yep, that happens. That's awesome. And you said something. You're gonna be somewhere live, right?
Yes. So I will be at the Houston Horror Pop-Up Festival. It is at Wildcatter Saloon in Houston on October 29th. And I'll be out there all day long. Corey Feldman and people like that are out there, so that's going to be really cool. I'm also at Blood Over Texas in November in Austin, November 25th through the 27th. So those are some things that I'm looking forward to doing.
That'll be awesome. Well, Casey, thank you so much. And now that Casey is your favorite writer, please make sure to review her work wherever it is you get your books. And you can also review us wherever it is you get your podcasts. And you can follow us on Twitch or subscribe on YouTube. And we'll see you next Tuesday at 8 p.m. with our next author.
Thank you. Bye, guys.